Hello and welcome to TD's Pokemon Lair. I am TD and today we're going to be unboxing a box of 10 Team Rocket First Edition Pokemon cards that I sent to PSA over a year ago and got graded. As you can see, they arrive in this nice little box, neatly packaged for safety and protection. And let's get them out of the box and we'll see what grades I got on these the Team Rocket First Edition cards. Our grade review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Magnemite, a first edition number 60 card. Looking at the front surface of this card, you can see that it looks really good. I really like this old Magnemite. Looking at our edges and our corners, you can see that they are nice and clean, no damage there. And finally, looking at our centering, I think it looks pretty good. As we focus it on the back, you can see that it looks really nice. The surface does. There's no damage or scratches. Looking at our centering, looks pretty good from top to bottom and side to side. But we do have some slight damage to the upper right corner and maybe some to the upper left corner. And that's going to result in a grade of Mint 9. Not too bad for that old Magnemite. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Mankey, a first edition number 61 card. Our front surface of this card shows no damage, no ink stains or printing errors. Our centering looks pretty good from top to bottom and side to side. And looking at our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage that can affect our grade. As we continue to the back, you can see that the surface looks as good as the front. Looking at our centering from top to bottom and side to side, I think it might be within tolerance or just slightly off. And finally at our edges and our corners, we have some damage on the upper left corner and down on the lower left corner and lower left side. And that's going to give us a grade of excellent, Mint 6. Wow, I thought the grade would be a little better, maybe an 8. Maybe 7 at the lowest. Wow. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Meowth, a first edition number 62 card. Looking at the front surface of Meowth, you can see that it's really clean. There's no damage to the picture or any front of the surface. And finally, looking at our corners and edges, they look really good, and so does our centering on the front. And as we look at Meowth's backside, you can see that the surface of the card looks really nice and clean. I don't see any damage there. Our centering looks really good. I think it's really good at the centering. And looking at our corners and edges, I think they're nice and clean too. Could this be a nice Meowth? And our grade is going to be a Gem Mint 10 for Meowth. Wow. I like Meowth. I always have. A review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Oddish, a first edition, the number 63 card. This Oddish looks really good. The picture is awesome. You can see the first edition clearly. Our centering and our edges look really good. I don't see any damage to the edges. As we look at the back of the Oddish card, you can see that the surface looks really good. Our centering looks good from top to bottom and side to side. And looking at our edges, I don't see any damage there and none on our corners. And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10. Pretty good for an old Oddish. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Ponyta, a first edition number 64 card. Ponyta looks really good front surface here. The picture, I don't see any scratches or damage there. Our centering looks really good from top to bottom and side to side. And our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage that might affect anything. As we continue to the back, you can see that it matches the front and everything. It looks really clean. The centering looks really good. But I think we might have a little damage on our upper right corner. I'd have to look really close, but I think it's there. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. Not too bad for Ponyta. Our review of a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Psyduck, a first edition number 65 card. Psyduck looks really good holding its head right there. The centering looks good from top to bottom and side to side. I don't see any damage on the surface. And our edges and our corners I think are really clean. Looking at the back of this card, you can see that it is really crisp and clean too. The surface looks really great. I don't see any damage to the corners or edges, and the centering looks pretty darn good from top to bottom and side to side. I think it's within tolerance. And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10 for old Psyduck there. Nice. He can hold his head all he's wanted as long as he's a 10. Our review of our grade from a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Rattata, a first edition number 66 card. The surface of this card looks really good. The colors are really crisp and vibrant. Our centering looks good from top to bottom and side to side. Our corners and edges don't show any damage that I can tell. The back of this card looks as good as the front. There's no damage or stains or misprint. There's no corner damage or edge damage that I can tell. And looking at the centering, it looks really good from top to bottom and side to side, probably within tolerance. And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10 for old Rattata. Nice. Nice. Not too shabby or bad, whatever you think. Our review of the grade we got for a 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Slowpoke, a first edition number 67 card. As you look at the surface of this card, you can see that it looks really good. There's no problem with the front of it. Looking at our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage there. They look really clean. Our centering looks really good from top to bottom and side to side. As we look at the back, you can see that it is as clean as the front. There's no damage, staining, or creases. Our centering looks good from top to bottom and side to side. And looking at our corners and our edges, I don't think I see any damage. It's really hard to tell. And that's going to give us an old grade of, for Slowpoke, Gem Mint 10. Slowpoke got a good grade. Awesome. Our review of our grade we got for our 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Squirtle, our first edition number 68 card. Looking at the front of this card, you can see that Squirtle looks really great. It's in superb condition. There's no damage to the edges or the corners. And looking at our centering, I think it's really good from top to bottom and side to side. And as far as the back goes, it looks just as good as the front. I don't see any damage to the surface. Our centering looks good from top to bottom and side to side. And finally, looking at our edges and our corners, I don't see any damage, so I think this is going to be a good grade. And the grade we're going to get on the old Squirtle is Gem Mint 10. Squirtle, one of my favorite characters of all time. Awesome. Our review of the grade we got for our 2000 Pokemon Team Rocket Voltorb, a first edition number 69 card. And as you can see, Voltorb looks really good. I don't see any damage to the front. The emblems of the first edition and the R for Team Rocket look really clean. I don't see any damage to the edges of the corners, and our centering looks probably within tolerance. The back of the card looks really good. I don't see any damage to the surface. The centering looks good from left to right and bottom to top. And looking at our corners and our edges, I don't see any damage there. Could this be another good card? And that's going to give us a grade of Gem Mint 10. Another 10. That's awesome. I hope you enjoyed this video of the Team Rocket cards and my reviews of the grades I got on them. And remember, you got to catch them all.